welcome to Weekly Tips here about growing your business online. And today I'm going to talk about Facebook signposting because Facebook is so confusing at so many times. So I'm going to give you some quick tips to use on your Facebook business page, and also at the end what you should be doing on your personal profile if I have time, because I keep these in under 10 minutes, nice, short and sweet. My name is Susanna Reay. I am an introvert who is just smashing it online. So if right now you're feeling incredibly overwhelmed by all the noise that's going on, know that if you're more introverted in nature, online is exactly the place where you can really have success. So let's get to it, and I will share my screen right now. Here we go. So Facebook signposting. Here I'm showing you the new desktop version of Facebook in terms of what it looks like. You can see at the top that this is what your page looks like to a visitor. So you have this option as admin. So even though you're logged in as an admin, you can see this. Now, the main thing that you'll notice is if you haven't moved to the new Facebook yet, is it's actually pretty much a mirror reflection of what you would see on a mobile. Now, what this means is there are certain elements that we could do before on a Facebook business page that aren't actually possible now because they're trying to streamline everything. They're hoping that, well, the consumer, the person reading, is a bit more educated, but I'm not sure about that. Most people on Facebook seem to just click on the obvious and don't necessarily know the depth of what is available in Facebook. So as you can see right here, I'm on my page. Now, in terms of signposting, the first major thing that you really want to do and to optimize is this big header image. Now, the header image is what sort of gives an outline of what you do and what you're about. Now, if somebody wants to see it in more detail, they can click through and you can see that you can also add in, let me just move myself down so I'm out of the way, is you can add in some text that goes next to this image, which also gives a signpost of where you want them to go. And now that is really important because a lot of people can spend lots of time on Facebook just reading stuff but not going anywhere. And signposting is your call to action. So that is super important. So coming back to the page, I'm just going to move myself back to the top. So the header is the first major point that when someone lands on the page, they want to see you. But once somebody follows your page, what they're going to see is pretty much just your profile image and the title of your page. So you want to make sure that this calls out to the people that you're wishing to connect with and make it look nice if you are your business. So I personally coach all the women who I support and provide. Therefore, my face is the one that needs to be in here. You don't want a logo because this is social media and people buy from people. So if you are your business, you need to get some good photos done that you're happy to put up on your page and have them right there and have what it is you do right underneath. The next major call to action is here. There's this blue button that Facebook actually gives you various methods that you can connect. If you don't have a group, you don't have to choose visit to group. And in fact, I've got a list here that I'm reading off my screen. So you could have that button say make a booking with you, contact you, learn more about your business, shop with you or make a donation, and download your app or play your game, as well as join your community. So all these things are possible in the visit group button, that big blue button that is just here, just below where I'm speaking. Now that's a really important call to action. If you have a group, you most definitely want to have it saying, hey, come visit my group, because our Facebook pages are just like the first entrance into our world. Now, in this new layout, one of the things that has gone AWOL is the fact there used to be on the right hand side an About You box. Now, what I'm suggesting to all my clients to do is actually to publish a note instead. So before you switch over to this new Facebook sort of method, is if you publish the information as a note, and you can see there's notes here as well that you can have. Notes is basically your blog on Facebook. So use it. It's where you can put a lot of information and also a lot of links, and they stay there the whole time. And I suggest you make one note which is very much like your homepage that sits as your pinned post. Right, I've got to go back to view as visitor because it switched when I went back. So as your pin post, you have an option always. If I just bring it up here, pin post, just underneath, you always have this option to pin one post for what's happening. And now with this about story being sort of nudged off to the side, I suggest you change it to be your pinned post. If you're happy on video, you could do this as a video saying more about you. But one of the things in the new layout as well is you do have videos just down here. So any of your videos, Facebook's encouraging people to go to already. So what they do is you have your pin post, and then underneath is all your other posts. So right now you're seeing me going live here on my page as I'm going live to you. How spooky is that? And then you've got like other posts that I said I'm coming later today because I slept in, and I must admit I'm feeling so much better for it. So I recommend that one. And I've got things like call to actions, come visit my business clinic, which I run every week in April for free, but you have to sign up. So I've got lots of call to actions happening here in my Facebook page feed, because that is what people want to see, is they want to get to know you and know how they can communicate and connect to you more. So yes, people can comment on your posts on your page, but most people prefer commenting and really building relationships within a group. So if I just scroll back to the top, is the other point is the about is pretty much this is all you have now, and it is limited characters. So this used to be this highlighted area in blue. This used to be really hidden and down on the side, which is why you had this nice pinned about where you could really go into detail. And now Facebook has brought it back to being top and central. And you need to think about what it is that you want to tell people about what you do. So I say, online business strategist for service-based introverted entrepreneurs expanding their income with online offers and courses so they can achieve the impact and income to create the flexible lifestyle they desire. 25 plus years business experience and MBA. I'm putting a bit of my credibility in there because I've noticed there's a lot of wannabes out here on the interwebs at the moment who think just because they've taken a course in, hey, how to set up your online offer, that they can then also do that as well themselves. And yes, they can to a level, but if you're like me and you've been working in this field for 25 years, the depth of knowledge that you'll find from someone like me as your coach compared to people who've just sort of copying what someone else has taught them is extremely different. So you do want to look at the credentials of anyone you're working with online and making sure you're putting your credentials out there as well, because I'm pretty sure you have some very strong credentials that you do need to state and show and not be shy about them. So think about that, and I keep mixing this up, I must admit, to keep it interesting as well. So I will go in and tweak it often. And then it says how many people like your page, and obviously you have your website in there. That's a very big signpost. Go across, find this website, go across and do that. You can email me. It's telling you I'm very responsive to messages, so send me a message. Can you see the ways that Facebook is really trying to get you to interact and work with people? So I'm just going to stop sharing my screen for a second and come back. And let me just open that one up again. Right, so of all these areas, your Facebook business page, before you move to the new Facebook, do have a look and see what you want to have, what you want to create as your pin post. There is more on the Facebook business page, and at the top there are tabs saying events, reviews and notes that people can click into, but I must admit, how often do people do that? Normally what happens with a business page is somebody will go, oh yeah, I like that, they might follow, and so if you're not following me yet, do click, like the page, follow the page, so you get notified of where we're going. And good morning, Elma. Lovely to see you here with me too. I'm just winding up about the ways you can signpost people within Facebook and outside of Facebook, and I've shared the new view, which is pretty much like the mobile view of the Facebook on desktop. Now, one last thing actually that I mentioned at the start that I would say is also, if you want to go back and have a look at your personal profile and make sure you are signposting people there. So let me just share quickly before we wind up, and I'll point where we need. So now I'm here on my Facebook profile, and you can see it's cutting off a bit. There we go at the top, and I'll move myself back up. Is on your Facebook personal profile. If you are in any groups or communities on Facebook, you are going to be joining as you as a person. So therefore your image needs to be the same. And in this new view, you see it looks the same as on the mobile. The profile has come into the middle. So any of your header image, you want to make sure it also works, that if somebody lands and it looks nice. But on the whole, of course, people don't see these header images unless they land on your sort of personal page, which doesn't happen much. The times it does happen is when you're communicating, interacting, writing, commenting in posts and communities, and people get curious about you. Oh, I wonder where she lives. I wonder where she's based. Oh, what does she do as her profession? And then they land on your personal profile, which is this one. And what you're seeing right now is what the page looks like to public. So anyone who I don't know and is being curious about me, this is what they see. And you want to make sure, again, you've got, here we go, I'll highlight it in blue, that about online business coach, helping you scale your service business online to create more income and impact. So make sure you've got a good headline that when someone lands on your page, they understand what you do. And also you have this intro box where you can put your Instagram profile, your LinkedIn profile. If you have a Facebook group, you need to put it under a URL because you can't directly link, strangely, to your group from your Facebook profile. And I've got my website. So you really want to make sure that everything is really, really there and obvious for when somebody is wanting to go forward. Now, what you also want to do is occasionally make posts to the public, because you don't want your feed to be absolutely empty. And you can see this as I'm recording now. I've also shared about, the false claims and the conspiracy theories. There's so much nonsense going around the internet right now. So I suggest go to my personal profile, check out this Fighting the Infodemic. There's all sorts of bizarreness happening. If you want to know if it's true or false, go into this site. It's really, really good. And I was sharing hot crust bun recipes. So you're not just doing things that are all business, but you're also showing a bit more about you personally. and I've been sharing things like how people have got super creative reenacting these old paintings. So you want to show some of your personality and interests on your personal profile publicly as well. So don't always post to your friends only on your personal profile, because it's important for those who are curious just to get a flavour of your values and your beliefs and what makes you tick. Because remember, people buy from people, and that is so important when you're operating on social media for your business. If you want to grow and scale and impact, to share your message, remember, people buy from people and they want to know a little bit about you. We're all super curious. So with that, I shall wind up for today, and I hope you have a chance to go in and have a look at what your Facebook signposts are looking like. Now, if you've got any questions, then tomorrow morning, Thursday morning, if you're watching on replay, every Thursday at 9 a.m. UK, I am running my free online business clinic. Now, this isn't a webinar. You don't need any more of those, but what you might need is the possibility to bring your question to an expert who knows what they're talking about to help you move forward with the next step. So if you're interested in that, then go to susannareay.com/clinic, sign up, get the sign up details to join me on Zoom, but do make sure that you join early, if not a bit before 9 a.m. And I'll be taking questions one at a time in order during all of these clinics in April. So I'm there for you, because to really get you moving, you need your question being answered, basically. It's like you don't want to listen to more generic stuff. The things I've shared today, yes, you can follow, and that's what my weekly tips are about. So do add on notifications for when I'm going live again. You can do all those sort of things to make sure you stay connected. Yeah, bottom line, Elma is saying, think about every single post. It is so clear. You want to make sure when you're putting things out that they're saying a nice combination of things. You don't want to be all business. You're on social media. You do also want to share some social elements, but share those elements that feel like you, that will connect people to you. So wishing you all a beautiful day, hoping to see some of you in my online business clinic on a Thursday morning. That is not recorded. You have to be there to answer the questions, to ask the questions, and it's a lovely short interactive session. We try and keep it to 45 minutes so everyone can then get on with their day and start creating that impact and income you desire online. See you all next week. Take care.